better setup. My fault, y'all. But yeah, basically on to the review. True to Self, Bryson Tiller. I mean, my opinion, first off, it was a good album. Pretty good album, I should say. No, good. I'll say good. I think I gave it a 4.7 out of 5 stars. If we're going off a star rating. Me personally, I think a lot of his, we'll say, fans from Trap Soul were just that. They were fans of Trap Soul, fans of that album. And I don't think they were truly fans of the artist. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too, like we fall in love with the album or a song or a certain persona rather than really falling in love with the artist and really being a true fan of the artist. I think that Tiller did a great job of displaying his versatility. And I know people say that's weird, right? Because in Trap Soul, he was like giving us all types of Tiller. Like he gave us a rapper, a trap artist, an R&B artist. So that was versatility. But I think in true versatility, he narrowed it down. He showed that he could go from all of that and do a true R&B, like classical R&B style album. And I think it was great for what it was. Like, it's an R&B album. And I think people should not compare it to Trap Soul as far as, like, sonically what it sounds like. Because it sounds completely different, which shows versatility. I like the production on the album was great. I didn't get into, like, who all produced what. The samples were great. There were some dope samples on there. One was, like, a Melanie Fiona, J. Cole, Wale joint, Beautiful Bliss, if y'all know that. That was dope. I can't name them all off the top of the head, but there were some really great samples. And the production quality, like just sound, was way clear, way crisp. And I think that, for me, you know, being a R&B, rap head, music head, whatever you want to call it, that for me did it. That was like, okay, this is a good album. That's what pushed the envelope for me. Because initially, on first listen, I'm like, shit, damn, I don't know if Tiller came through, you know what I mean? But after, like I said, I listened to it like 20 plus times. I narrowed down my top 5 songs and really got to listening for something other than like what Trap Soul was. And I think that's what a lot of us have to do, is dig into that. You know what I mean? If you think of any great artist, like in the music we listen to, right? Like you go back to Kanye's first album, College Dropout, was one of my favorite albums, probably my favorite album, right? But Late Registration had some of that soul sound to it, right? But like when he got into Graduation and 808s, none of that sound the same. He was experimenting with different sound. Shit, hold on, I'll be back, y'all. That was a little mishap in my situation there. But yeah, that didn't sound, none of that sound the same. Same with Jay. Jay did it for a while, you know what I mean? He has a ton of different pieces that don't sound the same, and you could pick and choose which was your favorite. And I think true Jay-Z fans or true Kanye West fans know that they were a fan of the artist and not a fan of that piece, just that piece of art, meaning those specific albums. And for me, I think that was big as an artist. Not everybody can do that. I also think that Tiller went true R&B to show that, right? He, like, the trap sound is great. It's cool. It's popping. It's relevant. The shit makes for good party music. But like when it all cooks down to it, it's like, will that be relevant in 10 years? I don't know. I hope so, because I like it. But if not, he showed that he could still be a true R&B artist and have that platform. And if you listen to it for that, it's great. I think he also kind of wanted to show that, like, the copycats, if you will. I don't want to call these dudes copycats, but like some of the dudes who sound similar to him. Black and Tory Lanez, for example. I love both of them, but they had a similar sound to that Trap Soul sound. I think he wanted to show that he could go way left and still do great. Our little setup is killing me, Smalls. Let me flip the camera around, my bad. But yeah, so I think he wanted to show that and still do great, which I think he did. I think he pulled through. Like I said, it's not Trap Soul, and if you're comparing it to Trap Soul, don't. No pun intended. Just don't. It's not the same type of album. It's not going to have that same feel. If you compare all of Nas's work to Illmatic, you probably wouldn't be a Nas fan, you know. And that's what I feel. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. I know I've seen a lot of different music fans and people who are I respect in the music world give their opinion. One of my good friends, Shana, she's in the music industry, and she she knows her shit, and I respect her opinion, but she know we're gonna chop this up and differ on it, and I'm gonna have my opinion, which I obviously think I'm right, and she's gonna think she's right, and she has credentials to go to bat with that. Not saying that you guys don't. I want to hear everybody's feedback. Shoot me a DM, reply to this shit, text me if you know me that well, because I really like having these conversations around music. And yeah, man, like I said, I'm looking forward to Tiller's tour dates. I know he released them. Tickets, I think, go on sale June 2nd. I'll try and snag those up, just because I want to see what's the live show going to be like. I missed the Trap Soul tour. Just, to be quite frank, shit, I ain't had the bread to go at the time. I was doing other shit. I was trying to get my shit straight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely even weigh in on that too. But yeah, man, I'm here. I want to hear everybody's feedback. Me and a couple friends definitely chopped it up and gave feedback. A couple of my little cousins, Tone, Tim, Vel, and Gary, we all gave our feedback. I'm waiting on John's feedback. But these are dudes that just my homies, more like brothers that, we just chopping it up. We do this with every album or anything. We find it debatable and go in on it. But and those who know me respect my input on music. And if you don't, then maybe you should get to know me, because I think I really have a nice insight on music. I have a good ear, and I'm always going to be honest, even if it's one of my favorite artists. And I'm going to give, what I'm going to give everything and really give you like the real answer. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But yeah, what was the other shit that dropped? The dude dropped Free, Black. I really liked that album. That was a great album. A lot of people give me shit for saying this, but I thought Blonde was a better album than or not better, I shouldn't say that. I thought Blonde was just as good as Channel Orange, and a lot of people didn't feel that. But I think you really have to, like I said, you have to really be a fan of the artist to understand where Frank was coming from on that. But we're not gonna get on Frank right now. I'll break his album down in another time. That took a lot more time. I actually did write some notes out on that and Endless, so I'll give y'all that in due time. But Tiller's didn't take as long because I was anticipating it. You know what I mean? And I already had some points that I knew I would make based on singles and projects that I heard before he had put the album out. So yeah, if you haven't, go give it a listen. True to Self, iTunes. It's probably on what's that? Spotify. I'm a strictly iTunes, Apple Music dude. So, but yeah, just go and give it a listen. Give it a few listens. Don't try and rate the album off of one listen. Hov said it best. Give it a few spins. Listen to it in different areas. Like I listened to it in the gym. I listened to it in the car. I listened to it on as a passenger, not driving. You know what I'm saying? I listened to it while I was chilling at the beach. So I had a few different takes on it because of different scenery. And I was able to give a full, review and really not jade the review or whatever. Really put my heart into it. Really listen to it fully. So I think if you are thinking about grading it or rating it, one, first be musically inclined and really have an ear for music. That don't mean you have to be some sort of musician, but really know your shit. Two, really listen deeply, and then try and do different styles of listening. Listen to it in different spots with different people, and see what kind of feels you get, and try not to shuffle it, right? So what we do now with the new era and shit, all this technology, we shuffle everything. Just really listen straight through. Yeah, I did listen. Jay, I did listen Wale's new album. To be honest, I didn't listen to it back to forth because front to back or whatever. I didn't get a chance to give a review on it. But Wale, if you know me, he was one of my favorite artists. I went to school in Virginia, so a lot of cats, DC, Maryland, Virginia. He was one of my favorite artists coming up in 05, 06. And I really felt a lot of his shit back then. And then as a fan of who he was then and kind of mainstream, kind of, all that shit, the fan shit, right? You don't want your underground artist to be known for whatever reason. That shit is weird to me now. But yeah, I listened to it. The album is it's alright from a first listen. I haven't given him full spin to be yo, I could give this album a grade or a star system. But that's on the radar too. A couple albums I did grade and didn't do reviews on. I graded Ross's album, which I think was a good album, man. Especially if you're looking for something to just bump hard and, you know, lift weights to, whatever, like gym it out to. That Ross album goes hard. But yeah, I did a review on More Life that I've yet to really speak on, but I have my opinions about that, and Drake can do no wrong in my eyes, so I'm sure y'all probably get where I'm going with that. But yeah, when people don't like the album Blonde, I think you just probably shouldn't have ears. So that's my response to that, Jay. But yeah, back on the Tiller, man. Yeah, if you want to give a review, man, just listen to it all the way through, and try not to shuffle. You know, try to give it different elements when you listen. And just be genuine. No pun intended. Be true to self. You know, don't shade the dude's album because it doesn't sound like trap soul. I think art should be different every time. You know, you ain't gonna see fucking Picasso repaint the same shit every time. You know what I mean? He switch it up. You know, Van Gogh, all those dudes. So Exhibit Trill, you know, he's gonna give you different art pieces every time, whether it's some spoken word or some live paint shit, black art. You know what I'm saying? But it's always gonna be different. But I think people should look the same with musicians. It should always be different. It should always be pushing the envelope. But thank y'all for listening. Whoever listened, I fucks with y'all. Peace.